Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. We'll be practicing the Warrior Flow, Virabhadrasana Flow. And our focus is going to be on strength today, strengthening the body, mind, and spirit. So glad that you are here. Let's begin with a little centering, and then we'll get right into the flow. Sitting on your cushion or on the earth, whatever's comfortable, in a comfortable position, and drop into some breath awareness, just mindful breathing, noticing your breath without needing to change it, no judging it, simply dropping into that awareness of your breath. Your natural rhythm, natural breathing cycle. I invite you now to drop that breath down into the lower abdomen. And do some abdominal breathing, belly breathing. And this is where we want to keep our breath throughout the practice. This is actually the way we want to breathe naturally throughout the day. Breathing into the lower belly, into the lower abdomen, triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, relaxation response. And when the nervous system is in the parasympathetic, the relaxation response releases all those wonderful feel-good hormones like serotonin. So we're going to take a few breaths just breathing into the belly. I'm going to invite you, as you continue the abdominal breathing, to check in with your body, check in with the emotions, check in with your entire being, scanning, simply noticing without judging or needing to change anything, just observing where you're at, what it's like to be you in this moment in time, getting very connected to your own being, diving inside, noticing the inner sensations as well as the physical and emotional. All your focus towards the self. See how intimate you can be with yourself and aware what's going on inside you. And taking this moment now to set an intention for yourself. Something that you want to create for yourself, something that inspires you. It can be an intention for today, this practice, for this year, this lifetime. Taking a moment to set that intention for yourself. And as you set that intention, always stating it as in the positive, as if it already is so. I have that career of my dreams, that relationship of my dreams, financial situation of my dreams, whatever it is for you, the peace and contentment that I desire now. And then feel it fully, whatever that is, those emotions that come with that intention. And then release that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Sometimes what's possible is greater and better than what our minds can imagine, what our brains can conceive of. So releasing that to this or better. And let's come up to a standing position. Let's do a few little warm-ups before we begin our warrior flow. So beginning by just shaking out the body, the arms and the legs, starting to get more and more embodied, twisting the body. So good in the spine. This gentle twist. And let's tap that thymus. We tap the thymus. This activates our immunity centers. Keeps that thymus nice and large so that it doesn't shrink as we get older. Keeps us healthy. Beautiful. Let's do a little tapping on our body. It's a sacred embodiment. So we're getting more and more connected to and embodied in this beautiful body of ours. Even a little on the face, gentle, gentle, and beautiful. Let's do our breath of joy before we move in. So we're going to inhale the arms up parallel to the floor. Inhale them wide open with our heart open. Inhale them up to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to hinge down and come all the way down. So 3 inhales, inhale, 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 and a beautiful exhale as we hinge down. Let's do it together. Let those knees bounce. One more. Let's stay down now for a minute. Let's just very gently begin to hinge up. Keeping that spine nice and round and the head down. All the way up, allowing the spine take you up. And the way up. Beautiful job. We begin our warrior flow. We're going to have a nice wide stance. Feet are nice and wide. I'm going to take my left foot and bring it 90 degrees facing forward. My back foot, which is my right, about 30 to 40 degrees. My front heel is coming right through the arch of my back foot. Some people like to line up the arches. Feel what feels better for you. We're going to be moving into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. First thing I like to do is to take that knee and line it up with the ankle. Line it up. Now, it's okay to come back a little, but if we bring it forward of the ankle, that puts pressure on the knee. We don't want to put any pressure on our knee. We want to have good knees our whole life. My hips are facing you, so your hips are facing me. We're not into Warrior 1, we're in Warrior 2. Knees over the ankle best you can. This back thigh is engaged. And then we're going to bring the arms up, having the front as high as the back, and turning the head to gaze out over the front fingertips. And we can engage those bandhas now. Mula bandha is the pelvic floor, raising that up. Uddiyana bandha, bringing that lower belly up. Jalandhara bandha, the chin comes in and the tongue's on the roof of the mouth as we engage these bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Inhaling deep. And on the exhale, dropping the back arm to the back leg and reaching that front arm up in a reverse warrior. Opening up the heart. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe here. We're working on strength. So if you want to take that foot out a little further and go into a little bit of a deeper lunge, you can do that. Remember, you can also modify by bringing the knee down. Make it a little easier. and breathe. On your next inhale, reaching the arm up. And on the exhale, we're going to scoop that arm to gently rest on that front thigh. Now we're using the core body for our weight. We're not resting into the arm. So you can even leave it a little on top. No weight is back thighs engaged. Back arm comes up alongside the body. And so the line of energy is from the foot along the body and out the fingertips. And you can even cup this front hand like you've got some water in it. Now, if you'd like, you can bring this hand behind you. You can bring this hand down to the floor to add a little bit of strength in the pose. Engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. Inhaling up. Beautiful. And we are going to move into triangle. So I'm going to invite you to straighten this front leg. Nice little micro bend. We don't want to lock the knees. And then the hand is going to come down. Now you can use a block if you like. Block. Some people like to use a block. It keeps your body straight at times. Extended here and is up. Shoulders are stacked. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Focusing on the strength of your body, strength of these muscles holding you up, how powerful you are. Next inhale, reaching that hand up. On the exhale, we're going to bring that hand down, feet down to the floor or the block. We're coming down to the floor. Let's bring a hand on either side of that front foot and switch that back foot so it's 90 degrees like the front. And we've got two railroad tracks. Extending that back heel towards the earth. You're going to take this right hand and root it into the block or the earth. Twist away from me as you raise the left hand up into your evolved triangle. Engaging those bandhas and let's breathe. Find a drishti if you need to for balance. A point that's not moving you can gaze at. Next inhale, we're going to reach up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that hand down to the mat. And we're going to move into pyramid as we rest the body down. Taking a couple breaths here, 3 breaths here. It's a nice kind of relaxation pose. Keep those bandhas engaged. And on the next inhale, we're going to move into Virabhadrasana 1. You can take that back foot, bring it back again 30, 40 degrees. Bringing that front knee over the front ankle. And here we're going to square the hips. So the hips are going to face forward. So my right leg is behind me. So I'm going to take that right hip and square it, bring it a little forward. Bring that knee back over the ankle. And remember, working on strength. So you can widen your stance and lower your lunge a little bit. You can always come down to this knee if you like. If you need to modify it, make it a little easier. And then we're going to bring the arms up overhead. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Facing forward, being that strong warrior. Strong in body, mind, and spirit. And then on the next inhale, reaching those hands up. And let's take one step up. Back leg, with the back leg. Beautiful. And then we are going to go into a Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So this is a balancing pose. So the first thing I invite you to do is bring all your weight to this left standing leg. Very little weight on this back right ankle. Excellent. And then hinging forward, bringing the back leg up, front arms out. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Find a drishti, a point you can look at that's not moving. One more breath. And coming back down. Beautiful job. And we're going to be in our nice wide stance. We're going to move right into our 5-pointed star. 5 lines of energy. The energy is all coming from this solar plexus area right here. Our core, our power center. 2 lines go down the legs, and you feel the feet pressing into the earth. 2 more lines come up, out the extended arms, and last line, the 5th line of energy, goes right up through the crown. So feel those fingers reaching out, feet pressing in. This looks like we're just standing here, but we are very engaged. Engage the bandhas and let's breathe. One more breath. Beautiful job. And let's bring the hands and the hips or the waist. And we're going to take those heels in a little bit and have the feet pointing out. And we're going to move into a nice goddess squat. So we're going to bend the knees. So the knees are going over the ankles. Find your squat. Maybe way up here, maybe way down here. We're working on strength, so it might be a little lower than usual for you. Bringing the arms up. Palms can be facing me, or they can be facing in towards yourself. Engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. On the next inhale, and all the way back up. Bringing the hands back to the hips. And we're going to move into a wide leg forward fold. First thing I invite you to do is to stick that tailbone out. We're going to be hinging and beginning to hinge at the hips. So nothing is moving but your hips. Coming all the way down. And you can either use it, come down to a block, and you can come down to the floor. And relaxing the head. Let's gently shake out the head, yes and no. Releasing any tension in that neck. And then moving side by side. Stretching out one inner thigh at a time. One leg bends, the other lengthens out. Keeping those bandhas engaged through this. Seeing if you can go a little bit lower than normal. And working on strength, noticing the muscles that we're using. Muscles for strengthening. And coming back to center. Bringing the hands back to the hips. And we're going to reverse it this time. We're going to lift the head first. As we come up, a lot of weight in our head, and then all the way up. Beautiful job. That protects that lower back when we lift the head first. And the back doesn't have to lift the head. We've lifted it for it. So we're going to move to the other side. I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to point that 90 degrees towards the front. Back foot is going to come 30 to 45. Moving into Virabhadrasana 2. So I'm going to bring that knee over the ankle. I'm going to move into a nice wide lunge for extra strength. And then hips are facing me, arms go out. Try not to bring the body forward. Keep it aligned. Beautiful. And then turn the head to gaze out over those front fingertips. Engaging the bandhas. Finding a drishti and breathe. Feeling the strength of your body. Feeling your muscles engaged. Those leg muscles, those arm muscles. 4. And one more breath. Nice deep inhale. On the exhale, drop the back arm to the back leg and reach that front arm up into our reversed warrior. Open heart. Feeling the strength of being this powerful warrior. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching the hand up. And on the exhale, that hand gently rest on this front thigh. Move back a little bit. As long as it's not forward. Bringing the back arm alongside the body. Engaging the bandhas. You can bring the hand down to the mat. Get your back. And breathe. You can also gaze up towards the extended fingertips or keep your head in alignment with the spine. Remember that line of energies from the back leg alongside the body, out the extended fingertips. And gauge the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Inhaling, reaching out. And on your exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. Beautiful job. Bringing that hand down to either your block or the earth. In our Trikonasana triangle. And engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Feeling the strength of your body, strength of your mind, and your spirit. As we heal the body and the mind and the spirit, they all are one. Interconnected. Strong spirit will help the body be strong and the mind be healing. Next inhale, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. On the exhale, bringing that hand down to the mat. Bringing the hand on either side of that front foot, adjusting that back foot to 90 degrees. The back heel is coming towards the mat, the earth. Rooting now this left hand into the earth as you twist away from me and raise that right hand. And engage those bandhas and breathe. Feeling the strength of your body, your mind, and your soul. Next inhale, reach the hand up. And on the exhale, bringing that hand down to the earth, moving into our pyramid as you just bring the torso in towards the leg and relax here for a few breaths. Noticing the strength of your body, stretching of the muscles, the strength of your soul, your infinite soul power. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to bend this front knee over to the ankle. I'm going to take that back leg 30 to 40 degrees. You can come up to your thigh. Now we're in Virabhadrasana 1. So my hips are going to be facing forward, front leg. Now my left leg is back, so I'm going to bring that left hip forward a little bit. I bring that knee back over the ankle. Press, squaring the hips, that move back a little. Bringing those arms up above. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Being that powerful and strong warrior that you are. Anyone that comes to this earth plane is a powerful, strong warrior. Mind, body, and spirit. Relaxing the shoulders down. Next inhale, reaching those hands up. And on the exhale, taking a step forward with your back leg. And here we are, all ready to move into our warrior 3. So we're going to hinge forward, lifting that back leg up. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Find a drishti. One more breath. And coming up. Good job. Balancing. Beautiful job. And let's come bringing the feet center. We're going to come down to the mat in our standing yoga mudra. So I like to clasp the hands behind the back here. And we can hinge forward as you bring body down, hinge forward. The head eventually drops and relaxes, and the arms are up. And taking a few breaths here. Allowing yourself to honor that heart. Heart is the highest organ in the body in this pose. We can honor that wisdom of our heart. And one more breath here. Releasing the hands. And we're going to come down onto the mat, but we're going to be up onto our knees in the front of the mat either side. I'm going to move into a nice little camel pose. I'm up on my knees. My knees are hip width apart. And the first thing I like to do in camel is tuck that tailbone under to open up these lumbar vertebrae as we go into our back. It's also a bit of a hip opener as we move back. So bringing those hands to the small of the back, lifting the heart up, and moving into that nice back bend as the hips move forwards. Hips are over the knees. And keep the head in alignment with the spine. And this could be your pose, your camel pose. This is fine. A lot of strength to the core. Or you can come up onto your toes or just leave your feet flat and come down onto the ankles. I like coming up onto my toes. Opening the heart. Bringing those hips forward again. And breathe. Feeling the strength of the body. One more breath. And on your next exhale, coming up and into your child's pose. Opening up the knees and allowing the belly to sink down between the knees. Relaxing the hands either forward or alongside the body. And taking a few breaths in your child's pose as you relax. And the next inhale, gently coming up. And we're going to bring the legs forward. We move into a single leg forward fold. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to have this left leg straight out, and I'm going to bend the right leg so that the right sole of the foot is resting on the inner thigh of my left leg. Inhale as you lengthen the spine. You bring the hands down to the mat or the earth and hinge forward. And before you round your spine, find that edge of your hinge where the back leg muscles say, oh, that's good. And then take a nice deep breath or two here. And then see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip before you round the spine. And then round the spine. Massage that foot if you like. And as you massage it, it's really honoring that foot. Make it a way to bring love to your body, appreciation for this body. And simply relaxing in. And on your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. We'll move to the other side. And my right leg out straight. My left leg, sole of the left foot is resting on the inner thigh of the right leg. Inhale, lengthening the spine, reaching that crown of the head up towards the heavens. And then on the exhale, hinging at the hips forward. Noticing that strength, legs, stretch. And when you find your edge, just rest there with a couple breaths. Flex and extend that foot a little, play around, feel those sensations. And see if you can hinge a little deeper in your hip and then round the spine. Move into the full forward fold. Massaging that foot if you like. Breathing and relaxing into this nice deep forward fold. And on your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. And let's bring those feet together in our Baddha Konasana. A bit here. And flap those butterfly wings. Let those butterfly wings relax and allow those legs to come down towards the earth as best as you can. Inhaling as you bring the knees and the legs down to the earth and lengthen the spine again, raising that head up towards the heavens. And then on your exhale, hinging forward, bringing the body forward, hinging forward. And you can bring the hands out and find your gentle edge, allowing the spine to round. Feel that hip opening. Relaxing it into the pose with a few deep breaths. And then on your next inhale, coming all the way up. Beautiful job. And we are going to come onto our backs, but I invite you, if you'd like, to move onto the back with a few spinal rocks. You come up to the front of your mat, your hands tightly behind the knees, and just gently roll back. Make sure you have a cushion, enough cushion, soft enough ground. If not, just gently come back. This stimulates the kidneys, the nice massage on those erector spinae muscles along our spine. And when you're ready, all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. And we're going to move into bridge. So the feet are under our hip width apart, under your knees, and the hands are alongside of us. And we're going to start a little warm up before we move into a full bridge. And I'm going to invite you to press into the feet and lift the hips just halfway. Noticing that beautiful sensation of the whole pelvic area floating. You don't get to feel this sensation very often. On your next exhale, coming down one vertebrae at a time. Nice little massage on the spine. So you're all the way down and you feel that sacrum and tailbone relax. And this next time, we're going to move into a full bridge. And if you're not able to, just modify with your half bridge. Kind of like a two-legged table. So inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting those hips, and we're going to go into a back bend. And we're going to come up onto our shoulders as we bring the hands underneath us. Coming up onto those shoulders. Make sure those knees don't flop apart. Keep them hip width apart. Moving into a beautiful bridge. Do your best. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe here. Feel the strength of the body holding you up into this back bend in this bridge position. How strong you are. Feeling all those strong muscles. And one more breath, inhaling deep, raising up a little bit. And then on the exhale, we're going to release the hands, release those shoulders, and coming down one vertebra at a time from the upper thoracic, the lower lumbar. Beautiful. When you're done, bring those knees into the chest. You can rock back and forth a little. And bringing the feet back to the earth, we're going to move into a nice little supine twist. I love the twists when we're laying on our back. So the first thing we're going to do is take that left leg and bring it out straight. Mat. And then we're going to come up onto that left side just a little, an inch, just to keep that spine aligned. And then we're going to take the right knee over to the left. My left hand is guiding the right knee over. And then I'm going to take, my left hand is guiding the right knee over. I'm going to take the right hand and I'm going to extend that out 90 degrees and turn the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And breathe and relax into this beautiful deep twist. Noticing the sensations, the aliveness, feeling the strength of the body, power of the soul, clarity of the mind. Breathing into the belly. And one more nice deep breath here. And on the next inhale, coming all the way up. Beautiful job. And we're going to move over to the other side. So I'm going to take this right leg and bring that straight out. Come up onto the right side just an inch. And I'm going to bring the left knee over to the right, using that right hand now to guide the left leg over. Find your edge. Always playing the edge, staying in a 7, never forcing or striving. We're going to take that left arm out 90 degrees and turn the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. We're bringing that spine out, cleansing the organs, bringing lots of life force and energy into the spine. And breathe and relax into this nice deep twist. Embodied in sensations of the muscles and the strength. And one more breath. On the next inhale, coming back to center. And we're going to move into a half shoulder stand. And I'm going to show you a variation. So the first thing we're going to do is just bring those legs up. And that's our variation. If you don't want to move all the way into half shoulder stand, if that's a little too much for you, you can just have the legs up. We're still getting the inversion in the body. We're not getting quite the strength of the shoulder stand. I'm going to invite you now to just flex and extend those feet. Feel those sensations. Let's do some circles with the feet. Direction. And now if you'd like to move into half shoulder stand, we're going to lift those hips. Bring the hands right here. Pelvis. And see if you can get those feet right above your head. And breathe. Feel the strength of the body. Breathing into the belly. Move into a little variation. Take that left foot and keeping the right one up, bring that down to the earth. Looks like my block is in the way. And feel the strength of that, of the muscles. And then you're turning that back up. Let's bring the right one down. Feeling the strength in your body. Now we'll move into plow. So we're going to hinge both legs over. I like to go so that my legs are parallel to the floor. Just to protect this lower back and the neck. If you want to bring the legs down to the earth, that's okay. If that feels okay with your body. Always honoring the body, never forcing, pushing, or striving. Always backing off if there's pain. One more breath here. And just bend those knees and curl up into a little ball. And you can bring the hands down to the mat using your strength, nice and slowly coming out. Beautiful job. Let's move into fish. Going to it to relaxing both legs out. We're going to bring a hand under the buttocks, both hands, palms down, and then bring those elbows and the arms nice and tight in towards your body. And then we're going to press into those elbows, lift that chest and the head off the earth, and then gently coming down so that you can come down and rest onto your head. Heart is open, chest is open. Engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And the next inhale, pressing into those elbows, lifting the head, straightening the body out, and coming back down gently onto your back. Releasing those hands from under the buttocks. And let's bring those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth. Let's move into a Supta Baddha Konasana, supine butterfly. Wrapping the hands around the feet and then pulling those feet in towards the body, feeling that hip opener. Always honoring your edge. Breathing into the belly and relaxing into this beautiful hip opening pose. Feeling the strength of your arms and your hands as you gently bring the feet in towards the body, feeling those hips open. And releasing those legs. And let's bring the left leg out to the side. And that nice stretch. Right leg out. We move in and let's move into our baby for a moment. So the knees are wide, coming in towards the armpit or even wider than the armpit. Your hands are wrapped around the outer edges of the feet. And we're going to gently pull the feet down, bringing the knees down towards the earth, feeling a nice hip opening. They're not coming, nothing's coming and pressing on our ribs. If you feel anything on the ribs, widen those legs and knees. And engage those bandhas and breathe. And release and moving into happy baby. Kicking those feet. Enjoying just being in your body and embodying these legs. Feel your awareness move into the legs, noticing the sensation to become more and more sacred embodied in this sacred body temple. The eternal self having a very temporary experience. In this human equipment. And we can be as more powerful when we're embodied. And releasing that. And we're going to have the feet again hip width apart. The knees are up. We're going to move into our releases in Savasana. Our first release is our hula. So find those hips right here. Find your hips. And we're going to be swiveling the hips. Nothing lifts up off the earth. The sacrum is flat on the earth. And as The left hip drops down towards the left heel. The right hip is coming up towards the right armpit. And then we swivel. We switch directions. The right hip is coming down towards the right heel. Left hip is coming up. Vice versa, just keep moving back and forth. Swiveling those hips. Feeling the release in the lumbar spine, the lower back. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. Noticing all the beautiful sensations. And then coming back to neutral. We're going to move into hip pointers. So my right hip is rooted into the earth. My butt cheek is rooted in. And I'm going to lift the left. Point that up towards the sky. And I'll release. Left side down. Root that into the earth. And lift and point the right hip. A little teeny twist. Continuing hip pointers. Breathing into the belly and relaxing, noticing the sensations. Finding your own pace. Comes our Xander, our ecstatic yoga kitty. Where have you been, Mr. C? And coming back to center, we're going to move into cat-cow. So as we move into cat, here we have our cat. You're going to feel back pressing into the earth, the tailbone's tucked under. And as we move into our cow, we're going to arch that spine up off the earth. Feel that tailbone stick out and towards you. And moving back and forth. Flexion and extension of the spine. Cat, cow. Breathing into the belly. Don't worry if when you're in your cow, if your back is still on the earth, it's the spine that's lifting up. And one more time on each side. Coming back to neutral. And we're going to keep the knees up, but bring those feet nice and wide to the wide edges of your mat. And we're going to move into single knee drop, bringing one knee at a time in towards the center. Noticing those beautiful sensations. Enjoying being in your body. Keeping the breath flowing. One more time on each side. Fully present to all those beautiful sensations in the body. We become more and more present to the body sensations. We become more embodied. Coming back to neutral. Knees are up. Let's walk those feet back to hip width apart. Let's drop both knees to one side. Stacking those feet and ankles. And we're going to move into double knee drop. So both my knees are on this side. I can either just swivel them, windshield wiper over to the other, or I can lift the top leg up, bringing it nice and gently over to the other side and letting the bottom fall. Find out what feels best for you, or maybe a little combination of both. One more time on each side. And bringing the knees back up. Let's bring those knees into the chest. Release and relax, rocking back and forth a little that lower back before we move into our Savasana. And when you're ready, relaxing the legs out. Laying on your back, you can put something under your knees. An eye pillow or a blanket, whatever you need to be nice and comfortable for a short Savasana. Allowing the body to relax into the earth. Feeling the body become heavier. Allowing all the muscles to release and relax. Sink a little deeper into the earth. As you rest the body into the earth, allow all the muscles to release and relax, all the bones, all the systems, and especially the mind. We'll enter into a few moments of silence as we allow the entire yoga practice to integrate body, mind, and spirit. Begin to take a nice deep breath into the belly. To gently come back. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes back into the body. Stretching out the arms and the legs. When you're ready, coming over to one side. Feel the shifts in the energy as you roll over to one side. Taking the breath here. And then moving up to a seated position. As you come to a seated position, checking in with the body first. Noticing the inner body, the outer body, the physical, the energetic, and the emotional. Where you're at, maybe even some shifts and changes from when you checked in at the beginning of practice. And bring yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And bring in the heart, the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll conclude with a Namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I'm in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Please check out our website, ecstaticyoga.studio, for information on our yoga teacher trainings and our yoga retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.